country. You can't move from Sokoto to the nearby state. Because it's the responsibility of those around those places to take care of. So the challenge is simple. We all have work to do. And that is the insult we are all having. Foolish elements. Anything. Because it makes now failure to I can tell somebody. What about don't go to the business center certificate? That's the implication.
Comrade Omoyele Showore. I was second generation student union president at the University of Lagos after him. And that we are very proud of the efforts that is constantly making towards system change. Quite a number of those who were our senior and those who came behind us have found accommodation within the decadent ruling class that we all collectively sought to fight at that time. So that is still remaining with the people. He must be commended and celebrated. I would also like to extend that to Comrade Aremu, who was also student union president here at the University of Ibadan. And I've also led our union, ASU, in the same university. Ditto goes for Dr. Alex, the chair of Uni Ilorin, who was also a student union president at the University of Ilorin, and now the chairman of ASU in that same university. And to our living ancestor, Comrade Shola Oloruyomi. I mean, he was student union president. But I'm coming back to the Chukwuyomi episode, who was multiple students union president and is still identifying with the masses till date. And of course, Comrade Soweto too, who struggles at the University of Ife, still remains legendary till date. So, I'm saying this because we can see a metamorphosis of young, radically oriented leaders who are today identifying with the mass of our people. Quite a number of people that we were together at that time are also now on the other side, and they are teaming up to wage a collective battle against us. But we cannot despair. We shall overcome. My presentation is going to be very brief. You know all the stories. Nigeria is badly managed. Our people are running out. There's no water, no electricity. Look at the building, first generation university. Look at where we are. And under the condition, we are even holding this symposium. So that's enough space that the country is on the precipice. And why is it so? It is so because we have a state that is undemocratic and also dependent. And that situation is compounded by an irresponsible ruling elite that are not only weak, they are parasitic, and they are under the spell of a neoliberal agents led by IMF and the World Bank. Today, name any so-called democratic leader since 1999 who, after the swearing-in ceremony, will not first go to Chatham House and go to America to pledge loyalty and plan how to continue to visit poverty and underdevelopment on Nigeria and its people. So what should we do? We need to wrestle power. No amount of singing and dancing on the streets can change the situation. And nobody will give you power. You have to fight. You have to wrestle power from these characters that I have described above. In passing, I made the point. They are fewer than we are, but they are more organized and more determined to continue to defend their position at whatever cost. And that is why before you start a protest, you will see police, you will see army, you will see all manner of people who are ready to even kill everybody for the survival of this few. But what we have failed to realize is that we are the ones who are allowing them to deal with us in the manner in which they have been dealing with us. So what do we need to do? We need to organize. And in that organization, we need three things. We need consciousness. Consciousness beyond, the everyday visibility. We need a group of committed cadre whose passion for change is driven by knowledge. Whose passion for change is driven by knowledge. Because if you don't know what you want, you may not know how to get it. And the third is that we have to be conspiratorial. We have to be conspiratorial and prepare to take arms if need be. Because those who make peaceful changes impossible makes violent changes inevitable. But before we get to that stage, we must organize. One thing that I've seen common to all the speeches is organization. We have agonized enough. Buhari, Obasanjo, Tinubu, they are the worst government. Which one is a better government? We must organize. And in our organization, we must not allow the kind of education that we have received to continue to alienate us from the people. Because you have gone to school, you cannot sit with mechanics, you cannot sit with carpenters, you cannot talk with market women, artisans. We can't have a revolution by only educated people. We have to form a mass organization, cells around where we live, where we work, and where we engage in ideological orientation centered around a collective objective. Today, if they call us and say this is political power, take, I doubt whether we will not even mismanage it. So we need to be clear about what we want and how to get there.
Of course, I did another GC. Just in fast forward, I tried to go for the presidential election somewhere. The fact that they said if you leave a campus, you can't move into another campus, we didn't know whether it was documented, but they were implementing it. So I changed my name to Chukwuyomi. Sorry? It's Yomi. So there's a particular certificate that they ask you. I'm the same person. I'm saying it. So just to ferret on the issues, so that our other leaders will give you deeper. I come from a very glorious organization, which is Center for Popular Education. I say glorious, I'm proud of it because it's one organization that seeks to integrate with our people the way that Revolution Now is doing, and the way that other groups are also or have been doing. We want to share some of our perspectives and our wish for the broadening. My people say that when two brothers sit together and they always leave the room smiling, that means it's either they're always lying to each other, one another, more than two brothers now. So, from our perspective, we think we should broaden the struggle beyond what's happening, because it isn't as if participants in separate have not also belonged to these different organizations. That's one in terms of broadening. So there are two flags. The other one is to review our own practice. We in the radical movement, there's need to do that also. Just briefly, as part of evolving the correct methodology. All the people here, myself, Kobayashi, the rest of them, who probably were saying the same thing, talk about global capital, how imperialism, we are victims of imperialism, Bretton Woods institutions, etc., and how Nigeria is a neo-colonial state. Yeah, okay, I heard that while I was in the womb. And that's gone on. And it won't go. It won't go because it's a foundational issue. But between that foundational issue and the mass of the people, okay, a flicker. What is it that separates a lot of the more radical organizations that we've always had, that have existed for decades? I think the efforts that Chora is making now, Revolution Now. Why are they not worried with some organizations that I belong to, where we wear very heavy beard, and we talk Marx and we talk Engels, like we woke up together on the same side of the bed, on different sides of the bed? Why are they not worried about us? Why are they not worried about some other organizations and somehow they are worried about what DSM does? Now, I think there are two things that we mistake in the struggle in this country. Part because we are novices, and that does not mean we are not intelligent people, to the art of actually succeeding in one single revolution. Yes. Sometimes we mystify the whole process. There are things that you don't have to keep as secrets. One, we have a duty to encourage people in the law enforcement and security services. Please listen to me. We have a duty to ensure that they come and participate in some of our programs. They are Nigerians. Whether you invite them or not, they'll be there anyway. She already didn't invite them when they started picking him anyway. So they will keep picking you. Don't be worried. They will pick you in Jesus' name. So don't worry. So don't be too worried. They will pick you. So, but you see, we need to do that because the Nigerians, because the summary of the revolution in my own little assessment in Latin America, a bit in Asia, is that out of 10 people who come to your program, and I'm saying it openly, and they were saying it openly, and it will happen, and it will keep happening. There's nothing anybody can do against it. The only thing, Gaza will continue, except what ought to be done will continue. You get what I'm trying to say? I'm not talking about the love of anybody for the innocent blood of Israelis, okay? But I'm saying the resistance to settler colonialism will continue, except the right thing is done, isn't it? So the question as to whether by saying it, we are Armstrong, no, it's not that. We have to take our dragnets to all sections of our society. And I'm going to share with you all the other places where we have to take our dragnets.